Have you ever had the feeling that the story you are being told is just the cover story? That the real plot is happening in the shadows, away from the headlines? Welcome to another video. Ndingumqondisi. This week, two testimonies given under oath have pulled back the curtain on what the witnesses themselves describe as a coordinated campaign to manipulate the leadership of the South African police services. And when you zoom out, you start seeing the same pattern across departments, commissions, and institutions. Let's start with the headlines. Yesterday, Brown Mogotsi testified before the Madlanga Commission. Under oath, he spoke of plots, yes, his own words, designed to remove high-ranking SAP officials from their posts, not because of misconduct, not because of restructuring, but to get specific individuals for removal. If that sounds familiar, it should, because just a day earlier, Cedric Nkabinde told Parliament about yet another coordinated campaign, one that allegedly involved Paul O'Sullivan, Robert McBride,
Mr. Mandlakayise Mahlangu from IPID, he was with our task team. Mr. Cedric Nkabinde, myself, Sarah Jane Trent, she was a Paul O'Sullivan assistant, a white lady called Candice from Crime Intelligence, Mr. Shadrack Sibiya, the former Gauteng Hawks boss, two white males, representative from AfriForum and from DA, and a white lady as a journalist.
According to him, the objective was to prevent the appointment of General Phahlane as a national commissioner in 2017 and to influence who was elevated to the senior roles thereafter. He even described a dedicated WhatsApp group used to coordinate the strategy. And when you look at the fallout, the pattern becomes even clearer. Cases against General Mkhwanazi, the arrest of General Dumisani Khumalo, and the sidelining of senior officials such as General Christina Mgwenya, and many, many more whose careers were sabotaged. These all fall into the fog of political maneuvering, described before Parliament and the Commission of Inquiry. So, what does all this suggest? We are not talking about legitimate oversight. We are talking about what amount to a cabal, coordinated group with the power to manufacture narratives, push smear campaigns, and influence who rises and who falls within the SAP leadership. And the consequences ripple far beyond policing. Because once you understand the playbook, you start seeing it in other departments too, where capable people are mysteriously suspended, placed under irregular investigations, or pushed out after resisting questionable instructions. Let's look at some of the examples that mirror this pattern. 1. Advocate Nomgcobo Jiba and Advocate Lawrence Mkhwebe from the National Prosecuting Authority. Whatever one think of their complex cases, one fact remains uncontested. Multiple commissions and political actors weaponized the suspension process to influence control over the NPA leadership. and its sensitive prosecution. 2. Advocate Willie Hofmeyr, National Prosecuting Authority, removed from his position after criticizing political interference in prosecution. While framed as a restructuring, many legal analysts saw it as part of an effort to isolate officials unwilling to bow to external pressure. 3. Lieutenant General Peter Jacobs, former head of crime intelligence, removed and transferred after raising red flags about irregular procurements inside the crime intelligence. The irregular PPE procurement case used against him later collapsed, raising the question, was he targeted for exposing wrongdoing? 4. Mrs. Pokazi Ndundane, former DDG, Duff, once one of the highest ranking black women in fisheries sector. She was suspended, dismissed after allegations that many industry observers consider political driven. Her removal came at a time when major fishing right allocation and abalone enforcement decisions were at stake. Decisions worth billions of rands. In fact, she was at the time refusing to hand over confiscated abalone to those who wanted it as their personal fund. 5. Dr. Lisolomzi Fikizolo, Department of Forestry, Fisheries and the Environment, a senior official suspended over a year ago on corruption allegation that, according to insiders and reporting, remain unsupported by clear evidence. The process appears less concerned with uncovering the truth and more focused on achieving a predetermined outcome, that is his removal. A textbook case of a professional caught in a political crossfire. Number 6, Mr. Thembale Vico, former director, the Department of Forestry, Fisheries and Environment, facing the most ridiculous theft of abalone that was not only released to the police for undercover operation, but that was returned to the department after the operation was cancelled. Failure to report a theft that took place in private premises which are not related to him in any way whatsoever. This is not to suggest that all these people were innocent. So, what are we actually looking at? The testimonies of Brown Mogotsi and Cedric Nkabinde suggest something deeper, a structural issue in our governance ecosystem, a system where targeted smear campaign, coordinated leaks, hand-picked investigations, and political pressure can destroy a career in weeks, and it creates a chilling effect. Why would any capable, ethical professional agree to take a senior government post when they know that a WhatsApp group, a manipulated investigation, or an engineered media leak can end their career overnight? Because ultimately, the victim aren't just these officials. The true victim is the public. We lose capable leadership. We lose institutional memory. We lose stability. And we lose trust. And we are left with departments and state institutions hollowed out, not led by those who are competent, but by those who managed to survive with the politics. So the next time a headline screams, "Senior official suspended for corruption," pause and ask yourself, is this the enforcement of accountability? Or is this part of a plot to control an appointment, to decide who get access to the tenders, to keep people out of positions of influence? Because as those testimonies show, the real story often isn't where the spotlight is pointing. It is in the shadows, just beside it. This has been the Civic Interest Sentinel. Ndingumqondisi. Until the next time, stay curious.